Hey everybody, my name is SirCrest, and the next game I'm going to be trying on the Steam controller is Half-Life 2, one of the most famous games of all time. Now what's interesting is that if you go to configs, there are none, at least through the big picture, which is pretty much the only way you can use the controller. I'm using the keyboard and mouse template, and then I did some slight modifications with how the mouse controls and where the buttons are. So like for instance, the back ones here, I didn't rename them, as you can see right here. They're still called crouch and reload, but basically I have this switching between weapons, and then up here, because I had no idea what to do with that, those are just like to zoom and stuff. And I figured I would just try and play a little bit and give my thoughts. I'd probably say I'm getting much more used to the layout and the overall feeling of it. Unfortunately, see, this is a game that, as far as I know, on PC did not have any gamepad support. It was ported to Xbox and Xbox 360, and those obviously use gamepads. I don't think that was back ported though, which is kind of weird. But overall, I think the game needs gamepad support for this to work. I did have someone message me saying, hey, I liked your Steam controller videos, but could you do one that focuses on older games that have no gamepad support? You're not even emulating a gamepad. You're emulating mouse and keyboard. And I was actually surprised to find out. Come on. That Half-Life 2 did not have gamepad support. It might have it in episode 2, but I'm playing just the base game. And it's really hard to play. So I'm using the trackball option because sometimes it's very easy just to flick and turn and then just catch it. You can, like, I'm not saying you can't play, but it takes a lot of mental power, especially the fact that the thumbstick basically is emulating WSAD. So I have to take advantage of those explosive barrels a bit more. And I've played through this section, I don't know, just today, like 5 times, just as I was testing things. Come on. Let's do this one. Sweet. So like I said, you can get used to it. It's just still not... it's not easy. And my complaints with the trackpads, I keep switching in between, it's software, it's hardware, I still have no idea, but they feel so inconsistent. And obviously I can be more accurate, but if nobody moves and I don't move, because like, I really wish there was just a straight up D-pad on this controller sometimes, because the thumbstick, I don't think it really cuts it. Or, this is what I was thinking when I was setting up the settings, is that if I go in the settings, let me just pause the game, and I go to configure controller, and I go to the thumbstick, I can do directional pad. See, again, I may be wrong about this, and it's just what I've experienced so far. So for this to work, you set up the directional pad, and so it has, 4 different directions, and you can also do overlap directions so that it's sort of like 8 directions. I can't figure out a way, because look, if you're on a keyboard, okay, now that we're over here. So if I wanted to move forward, that's fine. If I want to move diagonal, let's do it this way. I could do that as well, right? But if I just want to move slightly diagonal, I can sort of tap the key a little bit. And that's the kind of emulation that I think the thumbstick needs, is some sort of way where anything in between the thumbstick, you know, between this direction and this direction, those two directions, is it will kind of pulse in between them. But the only option that I see is this repeating, and that's for turbo. But that's not what I want. What I want is it to do a repeat, but it to kind of like PWM, pulse width modulation. So it will change that direction very quickly in order to emulate it to feel like I'm moving around. Because the fact that, and especially if you're going in between those movements, because what feels really weird is the fact that I'll just move the thumbstick a little bit, and obviously it's full tilt. I mean, that's what a button does, a digital switch. But if I'm, you know, trying just to align myself on a ledge, you know, if I want to get in the middle of this hallway, that would take a little bit of thought. In reality, what I end up having to do is just go straight and then kind of angle myself to kind of, you know, fit myself in there. And that's really kind of annoying, especially for a game like this, which is in the mindset of this person's on a keyboard. They only have 4 buttons for moving around. So logically, they're going to know when to hit that button if they want to move. But with the thumbstick, it's all, you know, kind of adaptive like that. And forget about hitting a moving target, or about moving a target while you're moving. Very, very frustrating. Very difficult. I did watch a video that guy showed how to set up Doom, kind of classic FPS games. Oh god. But I think it just depends on the engine, depends on the game. Hard to see. Like, you can still move around. It's just no substitute, but also the emulation just either takes a ton of time, or it still doesn't work right. Where are you? There we go. Why am I still hearing trains? Okay, we good? Why am I... Must be a glitch. Or something. But yeah, it is worth mentioning that I'm not using an official layout, because there are no official layouts, which is sort of my opening point that I wanted to bring up. And those sound quality in those files are really low now. If I were to try and hit this, it would be really... See, it's really it's a get in position and then wait type of shooting. Because in my experience, yeah, that train's invisible. The trackpads, maybe mine's faulty, but the trackpads are incredibly unreliable. So, for instance, I think this was one thing I wanted to talk about. So, you have the option, because this is in software, so you drag around, right, but then if you move it to the edge, it'll continue over. It's kind of like when you use a trackpad on a laptop. But then there are times where it just will go way too slow, or it has to, your finger has to be like off the edge of the trackpad for it to capture. Sometimes, if for instance you were to, you know, kind of tap your finger around, it won't work. Maybe that's by design, I don't know. But and there is a radius you can add to that, so you can actually make it a very thin area. It's like, I don't know, it's like for the amount of, what am I thinking of? For the amount of controls that the game has, it still doesn't have enough, because there's some things that are really needed at times. So, how do I... Here we go. Wait, whoa, whoa. I was supposed to go inside. My bad. Hey.
Guess those sirens are for you, huh? Good thing you found us. You're not the first to come through here by
This is the Freeman. The Combine's reckoning has come.
That was...
Be careful.
Okay, maybe that was just because I was already pretty full, but he only gave me one on my suit. Like, if I were in the position to play on my TV, I would just move my desk to the TV. That was interesting. This was something I actually listened. I listened to a bit of the Co-optional podcast, and Total Biscuit made a great point, in that the buttons here, way too fucking close together. I find myself just going to reload and turning the light by accident. With the Xbox 360 controller, I can just put my thumb right in the middle there and have plenty of room. Now here would be something interesting, because I have to move pretty quick.
Hey, over here!
Can't even see shit down there. Whoa. There's no way I would hit him if I was moving.
This is Station 8. We heard 12 go down and out. Surgical strike units are targeting railway stations. Repeat.
Man, I really should play this game all the way through again.
We're already getting refugees from 9 and outlying. Looks like we're...
Station 8, do you copy? Station 8, are you there?
There we go. I've never seen them do that before. Do the spin. God, get the fuck away from me. That was a mistake. Oh my god. I feel like I'm randomly going left and right sometimes. Hmm. Oh, fuck.
Over here!
Hey.
Keep going, friend. That station was raided, but there's others up ahead. I'm gonna stay here in case any others come through. Gotta keep the railway alive.
Okay. Sorry, I really like Half-Life 2, so I'm got kind of stuck into it. But let's see if I can do this. Oh, I can. Yeah, but in general, I think I've yet to play a game that's basically optimized, well, firstly optimized for the Steam controller. But the other one is I haven't played one that's optimized for a gamepad. So I'm curious what I might play to see how that performs. But this was kind of to show maybe old school kind of shooters, how they might perform. Yeah, it's kind of weird because from what I have researched in terms of the settings, some games simply it's weird. So this is like directional, or I can set that up as directional. I could set this up as directional. I could set this up as directional. But right now this is set up as a mouse, but the type of mouse is a trackball. If I go into the settings here to show you. So right now it's set up as a mouse. There's no trackball there, but I can set the sort of the type of mouse or the trackball mode to on that lets you swipe left and right. But I can't set this, for instance, to joystick camera because the game it doesn't recognize a joystick, even though what I would love is for it to behave like a mouse, but me be able to control it as if it were a joystick so that I can just, hold it around. And you can't do that from what I understand. It just doesn't, okay, right joystick. Maybe that was what it was. Is that what I needed? No? Nope, I needed the mouse. Right, so that's Half-Life 2 on the Steam controller. Again, I don't want it to seem like I am coming up with the ideal settings here, because I am not. Okay, I'm glad I quickly reacted to that. Oh. Ah, shit. Then it can work. So it's very tricky to come up with a balance from the settings that I come up with. And I've been messing with this for about an hour. See, for one thing, I shouldn't have reloaded, but... And I hit the button again. Where the hell are these guys? Oh, God. Let's turn the light. Whoa. But you can still play it. Can I... I just want to keep playing. Whoa, let's go underwater. Shall we? Shit. Oh my God. Oh, so it is held down. That's good. Now this is a really tricky bit if you're using a controller. So I need to sprint, jump, crouch. There we go. Now before we go out there, I'll end the video right there. So that's the Steam controller in Half-Life 2. Because the game doesn't have native gamepad support, a lot of what you're doing is emulating using a controller, mouse and keyboard. You physically can play, but it's still... My biggest complaints of the Steam controller is the software, still. It really still needs a lot of work, and there's actually misspellings in some of the descriptions, which I've found. I wish you luck. That's not to say that you cannot do it. It's just, in my experience, it did not turn out all that well. So, I will see you in the next video where I am very cynical about gaming on a controller. Until then, I will talk to you later.